Let's talk about Yvonne in Arknights Endfield.
Keeping you in check, keeping you obsessed. Play me on repeat, good I'll be in your head. Anytime it hurts, play another verse. I can be a sanctuary. No, I'm the only one right now.
I've been playing gacha games for quite some time. I can remember back playing Brave Frontier and Puzzle and Dragons with the friends. And one of my favorites is Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. A lot of gacha games under the belt. 6 years ago, the gacha space changed entirely. The mobile gaming space, if you will, changed entirely with the launch of Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact absolutely transformed the space into this 3D realm, and then the gacha experience changed as well. Now we're at the newest predecessor of this 3D gacha space, Arknights Endfield, and that's what we're going to be talking about Yvonne in today. Though Arknights Endfield and the coming new 3D gachas are a bit different from even Genshin Impact, if you will, when it comes to the gacha system, they still have a lot of similarities. And so I think with my experience in the gacha space and playing these gacha games, I can be your guide to help you understand whether you should either pull for Gilberta because her banner's ending in a few days, or wait to pull for Yvonne. So now, let's begin by talking about her kit. So now that we're in game, Yvonne, that we have here, is the newest cryo attack DPS unit. A lot of times in gacha games, they will come out with DPS units as some of the first units, so you can have the exciting appeal of dealing a lot of damage inside of these games. Yvonne is the spectacle of the cryo version, or their ice variant, as you can see here. Ice. She operates off of intellect and agility. I think really the intellect is the only one that matters. And you can see that I have my Yvonne at 60/80 for level. In this game, you really don't need to be level 80 or 90, which is the max, to beat everything. And resources are pretty limited in the game, so it's kind of hard to get them these characters maxed out to their highest potential. It's possible, but resources again are limited, so be wary of that. I don't say I haven't optimized Yvonne. I've been able to clear a lot of things in the game with just this level 60/80 and give it another try if I failed. So let me walk you through how I see Yvonne from the things that I've learned. So Yvonne, usually when I enter battle, I see her as afflict the enemy with a status, be it nature or cryo itself. And then I want to activate Yvonne's Bird Bomb here skill, so I can inflict solidification on the enemy, also triggering her combo trigger as well. So then I would like to either decide if I'm going to go my ult route, or if I'm going to continue to hold on to my ult and things, or I need to build up for my ult some more. And I will then throw down this combo trigger and also use Gilberta. I have Gilberta on the team, spoiler alert. Use Gilberta to break their solidification and cause lift once their solidification runs low, because lift is also a status effect on most enemies that I've encountered, and lift them up off the ground, and then this will cause solidification, causing them also to not be able to attack you. So it's like a brief good period of where the enemy can't attack you. They're not dealing damage to you because they are what we would like to call crowd controlled, or CC'd, if you will. And they're taking a good bit of damage during this time. Majority is your main target that is taking damage, but the other ones will also have taken damage from Gilberta's skill and from Yvonne's first skill here, Bird Bomb. In order of priority, I think her most important is her auto attack, her ult, and then her skill, and then her combo trigger on like the same level of importance. I've gotten them all to 9 here because I do think that a well-rounded character, your DPS, you kind of want everything to be strong on the DPS. You want all of the damage you can squeeze out of them, especially here where I'm not putting her to her max level. I guess it's kind of a challenge for me in the game. It's fun, right? Her basic attack, you really want to hold it to the final strike so you can get the SP recovery. so you'll be able to cast the skills that you need. Her skill, you're really going to be holding on to this and not casting it until they're inflicted with either nature or cryo. And I'll talk about the way that I think is best. I might mention some variances a bit later. We have the combo trigger, which you will be laying down once you're ready to do certain burst options, if you will. And I'll explain those a bit later too, as I maybe go over some footage of me fighting. And then we have her ultimate, which her ultimate, I would say you want to make sure that you launch her ultimate when you can get the full effect of the entire duration of the ultimate. The ultimate lasts for let's see, it doesn't tell you here. That's actually pretty strange. Oh, duration 7 seconds. I'm blind.
Boy, if you don't get...
That's what these are for. Like, come on. You know I have glasses. You're gonna pick on me because I couldn't see. Duration 7 seconds. So once you can get them CC'd for the entire duration of 7 seconds, and when you drop down the combo trigger and re-solidify them during the ultimate, you want it to end on solidification because of this line here. If the enemy is solidified, Yvonne performs an additional attack that deals cryo damage and then consumes the enemy's solidification. So she just does this big final attack that drops like an iceberg on him and boom, blows up the solidification. I say get it to 9. I say get your basic attack to 9. And then your skill, like I said, in your combo trigger, you can get those to 9 as you see fit. I would have the skill leveled up a little bit more than the combo trigger, because really the combo trigger, the main importance of it is it re-triggering solidification. So this is definitely the least important one out of all of her skills, okay? That's pretty much the gist of what they do. She throws like a bomb and an arc with this, if we want to talk about exactly how it works, and I'll put some footage up of how it actually doing the skill. So she throws a bomb and an arc and it hits its target here. So you want to be wary of travel time when you're using her skill. It is annoying. Bosses and enemies have moved, so I've wasted my skill points. Oh my gosh, it's annoying, but it is what it is. How can we get the most benefits of Yvonne, be it team members and things like that? Well, guess what? I got you. At first, I pulled Yvonne off of losing the 50-50 when pulling for Levitain. Lucky me, right? And so then I played Yvonne and I was like, okay, I'll make a guide for Yvonne since she comes out in 30 days. I came upon, I need to get probably Gilberta so I can talk about what people are saying is her best team. I think Yvonne's most important team member is Zahai. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. Sorry, don't come for me. I'm English. I'm a filthy American. Zahai, I believe, is Yvonne's best partner. You might ask why. It's mainly because of this ultimate. She applies temporary cryo amp and nature amp and to the entire team, and in the attribute intellect increases the amp effect. I don't have her with a lot of intellect, but I was thinking about switching that up to give her more intellect. So this amp will be increased. And it lasts for 12 seconds, which is longer than Yvonne's ultimate. So you really want to pop this when you're popping Yvonne's ultimate. And her skill is pretty nice to give some cryo affliction. It's not immediate. Nothing in this team is really immediate affliction application usually. I also use Gilberta. Gilberta, I think, is her other most important partner. Now, am I telling you this because I'm like, okay, you got to pull Gilberta before you pull Yvonne? No, I think there are a lot of other options you technically have that you can put here, okay? Calm down. I'm not gonna, this is not a Gilberta guide, this is not a Jaha guide, so I'm not really gonna go super deep over them and talk all about their skills and things like that. Just the things that I think are useful to guide you, to help you think about when you're playing Yvonne with these characters, is what I'm trying to get for you today. So, I really like Gilberta's skill, her ability to group the enemies together. So Yvonne is kind of like a single target damsel in distress. And I mean that as literally as I just said it, a single target damsel in distress. She doesn't really have much AoE, but her skills do hit in an area, but she can't group the enemies together. This girl is, if you Genshin players are out there, is the Venti of Arknights Endfield. So her skill puts down a little vortex that pulls in the surrounding enemies. This range is pretty finicky, and I wish it were bigger. What are you doing, Hypergriffs? Make it bigger. It puts down a little field that pulls in enemies, and then at the end of the skill, it inflicts them with nature affliction. It is very important you understand that it is at the end of this skill. So you have to be patient. Don't just be pressing buttons. And her ultimate is also pretty good. It gives slow and arch susceptibility. So it's a nice one. And then it also reapplies nature affliction. By the time you're using this ult, the enemy should already be solidified. So reapplying them with nature affliction, guess what? Sets you up for be ready to solidify the enemy again, thus increasing your damage more. Now bosses, if you know, don't get stunned from being solidified. They still walk around, they just have the status effect on them, and you get your bonuses and things like that. Boo. Her skill, I want to get it to 9 because it's her most important one for me. I probably could just do that now. And then her ultimate. Her combo trigger is pretty good too. I kind of want to get it to 9. And then auto attack, I'm going to leave at 6. Love this character, by the way. Pull her if you would like, or lose the 50-50 for Yvonne. Get her and then get Yvonne. You're a professional at gacha games. You're just listening to me to guide you along. I know you. You're great. Another character I use on the team is I use Akakuri. The team is very SP hungry, if you will. So you need to have SP. I think Akakuri is one of the best SP generators in the game, and she also has benefits outside of just the SP generation because she can be a holder of Thermite Cutter. Specifically, I use Akakuri here for her ultimate and her combo trigger. Okay, you notice that those two are the furthest in the level up spree. This 4-star is great, and guess what? Again, she's a 4-star. So you will have her, right? There are plenty of other options that you can go for. You do not have to play this exact team that I'm playing here, but this is indeed my team setup, and I find it a lot of fun. If we wanted to change something around, just to give you a few options of what maybe you could look at / play with, another good option, Snowshine. I played around with Snowshine a bit. She's pretty good. Another one, Estella. Don't be scared of Estella. Another one is Perlica. Perlica actually does inflict statuses. She inflicts electric. Solidification doesn't care where you come from. What cares where you come from is Yvonne's skill forcibly proc solidification. You don't necessarily have to go that route with Yvonne, but it is cool to do her kit, right? So there are plenty of other options that you have here on the roster. Don't feel like another one that's pretty common is Fluorite. I haven't messed around with Fluorite too much, but I think that there are a lot of reasons why people say Fluorite is good and they like her. So don't be afraid to mess around. Should you pull for Yvonne's signature weapon? I think Yvonne doesn't need her signature weapon. I believe her best in slot weapon actually would be the Navigator from the Battle Pass. And that's because you trigger solidification so much that you constantly keep the buffs up if your rotation is good. Now, does that mean her signature weapon is garbage? No, I just don't think it's worth it, okay? I think you can do just fine with a maxed out Navigator and equal close to the damage of the signature weapon. I think the difference is minuscule and it's not worth the pulls for the signature weapon, even though they're technically free in this game, right? Other closing thoughts. Should you pull for Gilberta and ignore Yvonne? If you want my 100% advice in this Yvonne guide, where you're looking at how Yvonne is going to work, maybe you're looking because you want to know before Gilberta leaves. In that case, yes, I think you should pull Gilberta over Yvonne. Supports are usually better than DPSs, especially at the early stages of gacha games. Gilberta doesn't have her entire team in the game. She's a nature inflictor. There's no nature DPS just yet. And Yvonne doesn't have her full cryo situation in the game, but there are a lot more cryo characters than there are nature at the very moment. Roberta will be getting future-proof support because she is a supporter to characters that don't exist yet. And she also has DPSs she functions heavy with in the game at the very moment. The lightning team is very strong. You can technically use her with Levitain and it's not bad. Don't listen to those people out there. And she's attached to the hip of Yvonne. So I think she's more valuable. She's worth your pulls. If you want Yvonne, do you need Gilberta? Absolutely. No, you can lose the 50-50 and get Gilberta on the Yvonne banner while you're pulling for her, like I mentioned earlier. Should you bank on that? Probably not. Personally, if I was guided to pull for Yvonne because I wanted her now, I personally would pull for Gilberta and then pull for Yvonne. But it's your account. Do what you will, okay? Thank you so much for being here. I have other videos on my channel that you could check out. If you like Arknights Endfield content, I do live stream it, and I do the challenges and things like that in the game and show me having fun inside of Arknights Endfield, and especially playing the factory if you're a factory lover like me. I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. There's probably one up here that YouTube is recommending that you will enjoy from my channel. Check it out. You like it. I'm positive.